These pants have a very deep crotch, which means that they kind of create like a baggy butt and a very wide leg, which isn't super appealing. Of course, we all have our own styles, but I'm going to take 2.5 inches out of the crotch seam. So what that's going to do is make the butt less baggy and make them a little bit more fitted. In order to do that, here I'm turning them inside out. I'm going to line up this crotch seam, and I want to make sure that this seam is lined up to the back seam, and 2.5 inches there. I'm going to put a pin there. Like, I typically just use pins to mark my place. Now I'm also going to go ahead and narrow this leg. So then I'm going to bring this down to about here. So I can kind of visualize my line. I will put some pins in there to also mark my spot. And when I think of the pin, I'm always going to aim for the front point of where I put it in. That's just my method. Everybody has a different method. You can also use tailor's chalk to mark this if you prefer to have a chalk line drawn in for you. And bringing it down here to the same point. And so this also is going to need a taper, which means we want to gently come into the seam so that it's not looking like a jagged edge. So I'm going to start at the side seam of one of the legs and then go up around the crotch and down the other side. I'm just using a straight stitch here. Afterwards, I will go ahead and serge it. So as you can see, I'm just tapering away from that seam on the leg. Should need to come up. And this fabric is heavy, so you don't want it to drape and create pull. Around this corner. And start coming back down. Almost here. So right here, as I came down, I mean, you can barely see the stitching, but I didn't jag over to here. I gradually tapered it into the seam. So these applique scissors, that's not the best use of them, but they're what I have right next to me. So I'm going to take them and just trim away. Goodness. After I cut them, if you don't have a serger, you can use a zigzag stitch or an overlock stitch on your standard home machine. I have my serger with only 3 threads in it right now. There's no exact rhyme or reason to that. You can use 4 threads or 3 threads, and you'll still get a very secure, solid seam for something like this. And just remember that the reason for the serger is to prevent the raveling and increase the stability of the seam. So this alteration can really be done for any pair of pants or slacks, but not for jeans. Because of the way that the seam is created, typically you're not going to be able to do it in such a straightforward way as this. Thank you for watching. You can shop tutorials and classes on my website, naomifeda.net. Be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, may God sow his love into your heart today.